Everybody, this is Becca from Empowering Pumps and Equipment. I'm very excited to have Greg Case today with Taco Comfort Solutions, and we're going to talk about AHR. So, Greg, why don't you give a brief introduction on who you are?
All right. Thank you, Becca. My name is Greg Case, and I am the Chief Innovation Officer for Taco Comfort Solutions. We are a supplier of hydronic heating and cooling equipment. We also have municipal divisions, and we're a global company with manufacturing in Europe and the U.S. So Canada. I think that's it for right now. So
For now.
for now.
Yeah, so I'm very excited to talk with you today, of course, about the HVAC industry and the upcoming AHR. So let's jump right in. And why don't you tell me how Taco's self-sensing pump technologies are evolving to meet the changing demands of smart building systems?
All right. So some may know our self-sensing technology is something we developed quite a while ago, and it is a cornerstone for our commercial pump product line, growing rapidly at this point, and seeing a lot more use of it in the last few years. The way this works is the we basically put all of the pump operating information into the drive for the pump, and with that, the drive knows the speed and the power that it's requiring, and it knows where the pump is operating on its performance curve. Um, that really gives the the benefit to that is now the drive can optimize the pump to run at its lowest possible speed to hit that operating point. Saves quite a bit of energy, allows you to operate at a great spot on the pump curve, and is an energy saving piece that we've been using for a while. Um, the other really great piece about this is what some of the things we've added in the last year or so, is the ability to do this with multiple pumps. So now you can string multiple pumps in parallel and get that same control, and it'll turn on and off those products or those pumps as needed to be able to ramp up for a high heat or cooling load and ramp back down. So this has been a big push for us, and we've finally got it completed. Um, I guess the last piece about self-sensing that I want to highlight is it doesn't require a BMS system to do this. So it's very, very effective at saving energy all by itself. We can hook it into a BMS system. The BMS system can operate the pump, but without it, if you're in a school or a smaller building um, without a big fancy BMS system, this can do this automatically, and it'll take care of all that energy saving all by itself. So really great product for us.
That's awesome. I love the fact that you can use it with multiple pumps for sure, and then the flexibility of being able to use it with different systems.
And I guess I'll throw in, I put that as a heating product because we're talking AHR here, but it can be used across our product line, commercial product line. So very applicable to municipal and other venues.
Okay, definitely good to know. So thank you for that. Why don't you tell me about the developments you've made in hydronic system solutions to improve both efficiency and the ease of installation?
All right. So this is really a core for us. Part of our design decisions on any product we're developing. Um, and I guess there's a couple products that we've got coming out that are that highlight this. I think the first one would be our new zone controls. We've been a dominant player in the zone control industry for a number of years. Um, this new design that we've put out, it's our generation 5, um, is is taking electronic controls to a new level. Um, we've had a dominant position there. We're looking to increase that dominance. So things that we've added, we have indoor and outdoor reset built into the controls, which are critical for saving energy in residential products. The thoughts that we had on this interview, most of them were commercially oriented. So I'm going to push back to the wholesale side of things because we have two sides to this product mix. So I'm going to talk mostly about the wholesale stuff in this piece. But again, with the zone controls, the indoor outdoor reset helps save energy. We've also built in our smart plug technology into the zone controls, so they can, if you're recirculating domestic hot water and that pump is tied into this system, it learns your activity patterns in your house and turns that pump on based on your activity patterns. We've had that in the smart plug for a number of years. This, instead of having a timer that simply turns on the pump at some time and heats the water up, that's a waste of energy if you're not going to use your faucets at that time. If you don't have a very specific schedule, that really doesn't, the timer doesn't really work. This will learn your patterns and turn things on and off as you're using them. Power goes out, it doesn't lose anything. It knows what time it is, and it turns on based on those patterns. So it's an easy solution for most homeowners. This new controls also have connectivity through Bluetooth, and I wanted to highlight the Bluetooth piece. A lot of cyber security issues in the world, and that extends into apartment buildings and things of that nature. So we have intentionally made these Bluetooth so that you have to have very close access to them. Bluetooth doesn't have a long range for its signal, and we've made it so you have to be able to touch the device to turn things on, and after a certain amount of time, it will turn off, and that way we can prevent tampering with it by an outside entity. So a very, very secure way of having connectivity. The unit will function, the controls function just like they always have from us, if you don't want to connect them. But if you want to connect them, a lot of new features are opened up for you, and you can plug in, you can program timers, and you can do a lot of programming on the system controls. So a very, very versatile system. And it lends itself to other heating methods other than just a boiler system, which would be traditional for us. On the ease of installation, we have we've added more knockouts, we've added more room for wiring. We're listening to our installers on things they say, hey, that's really a problem for us. We've added 3-wire connectivity for thermostats, so you don't have a power drain from a Nest thermostat or something along those, or a smart thermostat, I should say, I guess. We've listened to what people have said, and we've incorporated into this new line. It's going to be a featured product in our booth this year, so come by and check that out. The other thing that I would say is really interesting, we've developed in it. It's not brand new this year, but we're seeing it get used a lot more recently, is our 0018E circulator. This is another connected circulator, and when it is connected, you can actually, one of our trainers calls it, you can see inside the pipe. And what we mean by that is it, again, by knowing speed and power, it knows where the pump is operating on its performance curve. And so I've seen it used very effectively in troubleshooting pump systems or residential home systems, but it allows the installer to really dial in the flow rate going through, and he can create the flow rate that's going to give you the optimal amount of heat, but not over pump through the system, which causes erosion and then other problems. It also uses excess energy, so it's an energy saving method there. So very interesting product. Visually can see where the product is running very on a mobile device. So very interesting product there.
That sounds super cool. And I love what you said about how you're using your energy, if you will. I think that's really neat. And then also, I think the safety concern, like with the Bluetooth and how you're dealing with the safety, I'm sure is a really big issue for people. And to have that peace of mind, I'm sure is really beneficial.
One of the other things that just occurred to me, and it's a very interesting uh, piece that we're bringing over from Europe this year is we call it a heat interface unit, and it in Europe it is very common to have control of the energy that is going to a flat um, specific to that flat, and so these units are being used there to use a central source of heat. Maybe there's a boiler in the building, or maybe there's a boiler that's supplying the whole block, uh, and it uses that central source of heat, generally a steam source or a hot water source, um, and it will. So this heat interface unit will supply heating um, to the flat, and it will supply domestic hot water to the flat. So it basically is a sophisticated heat exchanger unit that allows that hot water source to create potable hot water for that flat or that apartment. And we're bringing those over to the U.S. and some of the things that I think that are very interesting there is, especially on the hot water side, um, is that this shortens the run of domestic hot water piping, and so now I don't have a dead leg where something's going to go cold and I have a whole lot of water in that line that I have to flush out before I get hot water. So I have a faster source of hot water in the flat. Um, the other thing that's really great about that is it reduces the possibility of Legionella, which is a big concern. So keeps the water hot because there's a short leg of that, and reduces that possibility. And as I said, you get faster hot water to the tap, which is everybody's goal. Nobody loves standing there in front of the sink or with the shower running and watching that water go down the drain, and it's cold, 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 cold until it gets hot. So pretty cool little units, sometimes big units, but on the ease of installation, it really takes a lot of the highly technical piece of putting these systems together and puts it all in one box. You have heat in, you have power in, and you have heat out, and it very simple connections, very quick to install, big time savings for the contractors. So,
Yeah, which is definitely a good thing. Good things
is,
for the contractor and good things for the owner that's using the equipment.
yeah.
Can you discuss how your system design software is helping contractors optimize their HVAC system performance?
So this is an area that Takeo has invested heavily in for many years now, even prior to me being at the company. Um, and we're really proud. This year, one of our partners has won the Innovation Award for software. Um, it is part of the Radiant Professionals Alliance, the RPA, and it's called Best Software. And It is a tool that allows the designer of a building to compare methods to heat and cool that building. So they can plug in the parameters that even the ownership model of the building into this, and based on um, the criteria that they're using to judge the building, it will give them the best way they can heat and cool that building, comparing many different methods. Um, it is the first stage piece here, so you don't have to go into a detailed design to be able to make this happen. It is a starting point for the owner and the engineer to say, hey, these are the possibilities, these are the pros and cons of each, these are our costs, these are our annual energy costs, and they can make an informed decision on what type of heat or cooling go into that building. So even to the point where they can say, okay, we're going to go all electric, and so everything in the building is going to be beneficially electrified. Here we go. So it's a really interesting tool. Um, Absolutely a great starting point for anybody that is doing this. And again, Taco's really happy to have been a supporter of this for many years, but very proud of the fact that this was a AHR Innovation Award winner this year. So we also have another software that comes after this that's called HSS, and which is Hydronic System Solution. I always have to think that back. So this software is a much more detailed piece of software that allows you to completely lay out your building system, and it will automatically size the system and all of the components in it for the heat loads that you put into the system. So if you know your heat loads, it'll go through and size all those out. It is agnostic to whose equipment you're going to use. Taco's equipment is built into it, but you can put anybody's equipment into it that you want. And the fact that it automatically sizes things and then gives you your schedule of all the components, so you can simply go give that to a supplier, and it will give them all of the components that they need to put into that system, the sizes, model numbers, etc., to be able to go purchase everything for that system. So huge time savings, probably more accurate than a lot of other methods that are used, and the fact that it puts all of that into the equipment schedule for you is very helpful. So we've had that for several years, and we are very proud that has designed lots of very complex systems for buildings around the U.S. for a number of years, and is in a spectacular piece of software that was developed. Also great for troubleshooting, which is a big part of my job when things go wrong. What's wrong and how do we fix it? So
I like that. And especially you all being able to use your expertise to then kind of put the power in the contractor's hands and the people that are utilizing it to be able to make these decisions and try different things and see what's going to work best for them.
yeah, it's it it's all about getting the information out to people in an easy way, in a way that they can digest it. And this is a very cool way of being able to visually do that for them. So
Absolutely. So, my favorite question that I had for you today is about tradespeople. And I know that supporting tradespeople is super important for TACO. And I was hoping you could elaborate on the programs or initiatives that you're doing to support the trades.
absolutely, the tradespeople are absolutely critical to us. We often talk about who is our customer at TACO, and You go down the line. We directly sell to a rep network that may sell to a wholesaler. Yes, those folks are our customers, but the people that make the buying decisions on our product are really the tradespeople, and in many situations, and being able to work with them to make good decisions is paramount to our success. So we put a lot of effort into that. I think our biggest piece there is our training. We have an outstanding training staff. John Barba is our lead trainer, runs that group, and they have done amazing things throughout COVID. They kept training, started doing a lot of online live training and a lot of videos. I spoke with him this morning, and I said, John, give me a number for how many people got trained last year. And he said, north of 20,000 people.
Oh, that's so good.
So that's online and that's in person. We do in-person classes back at the factory, a lot of hands-on training. Uh, there's book learning involved, but we take you out in the factory, we show you things, we show you how we create things, our methodologies for sizing and calculating things, and it's an extremely well received package that we do for our training. Anybody that's interested, we have, you can go to the TACO website. We have TACO Tuesdays, where we do every Tuesday night, we do an online session. We have TACO After Dark, where our trainers get on and they basically have a topic and then they answer lots of questions. And then, like I said, we have the training in our facility, which is a crowd favorite. So I would come during the summer, spring months, not so much in the winter months, but
Yes, no, what you guys are doing for the trades is amazing, and definitely following you guys online and seeing all the different things that you have resources available. And then also, you have the Takeo supports trades hashtag that you can kind of just plug in there on any channel and see all of the amazing things that you guys are doing. So I definitely encourage everyone to do that.
yeah, it's we do try to highlight tradespeople that are doing amazing things. And like you said, the TACO Sports Trades hashtag, we put a lot of those in there. We do things like we have contests we support tradespeople to go to the AHR show. So we've done some giveaways to give people that trip. We work with a number of trade schools we supply them equipment, we supply them training. Our training staff sometimes goes down and does training with those groups, or we have them come up to the factory sometimes and do some training there. So it's as I said, they're the lifeblood of how we go to market at TACO, and they are on our mind all the time. It is that key component. If we're listening and we're getting good feedback, we develop them better products for them to be putting in the field, and a lot of amazing trades people out there that again we try to highlight when we learn about them. So
Yes, all wonderful things. So, last question I have for you is, what is the best way for people to get in touch with you? And then, of course, Takeo.
so the TACO Comfort Solutions.com website is always up and available. But it is lots of information there, fairly easily laid out for people to get to that. So getting in touch with TACO is pretty easy. We have, this is a little different than many companies, but we have people answering the phones. So if you call us at I can't remember the number right off the top of my head right now, but um, if you call us at the Taco um, line, you are going to get a live person. And if you need assistance, we have a tech services team that picks up the phone and they will talk to you about whatever your Taco product is. That is a tenet that John White Jr., our chairman, insists on, that we have people helping you with your problems, and those people are all located right here in the U.S. So no time change issues or any of that. So get a hold of me. I am Becca's going to put a little slide in for me that has my contact info. Happy to answer any questions. Happy to get you in touch with the right people if you have some needs from Taco. If you have needs that are not from Taco right now, we have a great partnership network in the industry, and we can probably get you what you need. So.
Wonderful. Well, Greg, thank you so much for your time. If you all are going to AHR, definitely make sure you stop by the Takeo booth. If not, then go on their website and do a little research on them and follow them on social media. But I really appreciate your time and your just insight into all of the amazing things that you guys do when it comes to the HVAC industry. So thank you, Greg.
Thank you very much. See everybody at HR.